recognition, International Transgender Day of Visibility. Whereas transgender people come from all walks of life and are our co-workers, family, and neighbors, and are a diverse community representing all racial, ethnic, and faith backgrounds. And whereas International Transgender Day of Visibility celebrates transgender representation, activism, and equality, and is honored each year on March 31st as a time to celebrate transgender people around the world, their courage to live openly and authentically, while also raising awareness around the discrimination transgender individuals still face. And whereas gender is a spectrum, and we honor the bravery of the many transgender individuals who live and work in our community in their authentic gender, and reaffirm our commitment to promote the full inclusion of transgender individuals in our community. Now, therefore, we, the County Council of Talbot County, do hereby recognize March 31st, 2021 as Transgender Day of Visibility in Talbot County, and encourage all citizens to treat each other with dignity and respect without exception. Given under our hands and the Great Seal of Talbot County, this 23rd day of March in the year of our Lord, 2021.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Good job. I appreciate that. Thank you. Mr. Pack, I really appreciate you sponsoring this very important proclamation. Would you like to say a few comments?
I would. And I don't know whether or not Ms. Tina Jones is on with us, Ms. Moran or Ms. Morris. Maybe we can get her on board as well.
I think she is.
Okay, well, I'll just speak very briefly, and then I'll pass it over to her for additional comments. It's been a year now, and I think this is one of the first proclamations that came to me as council president last year, right when we went into our shutdown, and we went into virtual meetings, and we were not able to have Ms. Jones and her group come and present this proclamation and receive this proclamation from council. So now we're a year in this loop, and we're still dealing with this dreaded disease of COVID. But what this proclamation speaks to, in my opinion, Mr. Callahan, is equality, and it speaks to treating people fairly. Persons of different gender and different gender identities, making sure that they are treated fairly across all professional and social spectrum. So I certainly support this. I support the fair treatment of individuals in our community. And so, yes, I was honored to be asked again this year by Ms. Jones to sponsor this. And if she's with us, I'll yield the rest of the floor to her.
Yep, that's kind words, Mr. Pack. I appreciate that, and I think we all agree to that. So, Mrs. Jones, are you on the line?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can. Right. Welcome. Appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much for to you and the council for recognizing Transgender Day of Visibility. Most people don't realize, but over 1,000 transgender people receive gender-affirming care services in the town of Easton. While not all of us live in Talbot County, we do contribute significantly to the county's identity and to its economy. As you mentioned, Transgender Day of Visibility does occur on March 31 each year. It's a time for us to acknowledge our transgender neighbors. You may ask, why is that important? The answer can be found in the day's name. It's about visibility. While trans people make up a small percentage of our community, we are often targeted due to the fear that is fed by misinformation. By acknowledging our trans community, we begin to address this fear and eliminate the long-standing stigmas and dangers associated with being transgender. Through visibility and acceptance by cisgender allies, the larger public will become aware that trans people are not social or sexual deviants. Our allies will help us teach our community that gender is made up of more than just male and female. That gender is simply a trait, no different than height or skin color, predetermined at conception. Through leadership like tonight's action by the council, we can begin to educate our community that gender occurs across a wonderful spectrum and is only one aspect of what it means to be human. Transgender Day of Visibility gives us the opportunity to show the world that trans people are just as human as everyone else. We are parents who love our families, employees who work hard at our jobs, entrepreneurs with successful businesses, and citizens who want to make our communities a better place. Just like you, we are people who want to have the opportunity to live our lives peacefully and not in fear of discrimination or harm. Transgender Day of Visibility is an opportunity for us to demonstrate that transgender community members, like all those who are marginalized, are equal members of our society and deserve to be treated as such. It is only when all of us work together that we will begin to address the hate, unemployment, homelessness, lack of adequate health care, violence, and other issues facing transgender individuals. Only then can we begin addressing the physical and emotional scars that have been inflicted upon me and my siblings. I urge everyone to take a moment to learn more about Transgender Day of Visibility, your trans neighbors, and how you can help our county make it a better place for all of us. In closing, I would once again like to thank the council for their leadership in acknowledging the equality of Talbot County's transgender residents and for recognizing their contributions. Thank you so much for this proclamation. It is truly, truly appreciated.
Thank you, Mrs. Jones. I really appreciate your kind words. And not only that, in the last year, I really appreciate all your courage and all you've done for the transgender. So I really appreciate it, and Talbot County appreciate it, and the council appreciates it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Council, let's move on to council discussion.
Did we vote on this yet, Mr. Collins? Did we vote on this yet?
No.
Can we discuss first?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Council comments.
Yes, Mr. President. While we still have Ms. Jones in the line,
Yes,
Ms. Jones, your contributions to this county, to this region alone, are legion. And if we multiply that by 1,000, we can really see the impact, the potential of this community. So thank you for your work in raising this awareness. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Any other council member?
Again, I'll just echo saying to Mr. Lesher said. Thank Ms. Jones and her and the rest of her group. I don't know whether or not there was other members who petitioned us for this proclamation, but we want to make sure that we support them in their quest for inclusion and quest for equality. That we also want to be a voice for that here in Talbot County. That we will treat people fairly, and we will give people their equal access to government. So I like the word you used earlier, Mr. Callahan, which was courage. Sometimes when you are forging ahead and making a way, it does take a deal of courage, and I would agree with you with that.
Thank you, Mr. Pack. So, okay, council, Madam Secretary, do I need a motion?
Yes, you do.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Callahan.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. DeVille. I got a motion in a second. Can you call the roll call, please?
Mr. Callahan?
Aye.
Mr. DeVillio?
Aye.
Mr. Lesher?
Aye.
Ms. Price? Aye. Mr. Pack?
Aye.
Thank you, council. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Jones, for being on here, and we wish you well.
Thank you, and thank you for your support.
Okay, no problem.